Have you ever wondered how climate change might be reshaping the world's weather patterns? In a part of the world known more for its scorching heat and desert landscapes, an event of near-biblical proportions unfolded recently. Dubai and the United Arab Emirates faced an unprecedented deluge, a rainfall so severe that it led to significant flooding across the region. In less than 24 hours, Al Ain, a city in the UAE, recorded 254 millimeters of rain. To put that into context, that's the highest amount of rainfall this region has seen since we started keeping records back in 1949. But the impact of this downpour was not limited to waterlogged streets, damaged homes, and bewildered locals. The torrent also caused severe disruptions at one of the busiest airports in the world, the Dubai International Airport. Flights found themselves delayed or diverted, and passengers were left stranded as Emirates Airlines had no choice but to suspend check-in operations. Imagine, if you will, the chaos and confusion. A city known for its skyscrapers and sand dunes, suddenly grappling with a weather event more commonly associated with tropical climates. A city built to withstand the relentless Middle Eastern sun, now struggling to cope with an onslaught of rain. It's a stark reminder that our planet's weather patterns are complex and unpredictable, and sometimes they can catch even the most prepared of us off guard. As the city reels under the unexpected deluge, one can't help but ponder, is this the face of weather in a warming world? But the impact didn't stop at the city's borders. The torrential downpour that inundated Dubai was not an isolated incident. It was part of a larger weather pattern that swept across the region, leaving its mark on neighboring countries Oman and Bahrain. In Oman, the rains came down with a vengeance, transforming peaceful wadis into raging torrents. Roads were washed away, homes were submerged, and entire communities were cut off from the rest of the country. Tragically, the storm claimed lives, turning an extreme weather event into a national catastrophe. Meanwhile, in Bahrain, the storm showed no mercy. Streets turned into rivers, cars were swept away, and properties were damaged. The floodwaters seeped into homes, forcing families to evacuate and seek shelter elsewhere. The country was brought to a standstill, grappling with the aftermath of a storm the likes of which it had rarely seen. But the effects of this extreme weather event were not confined to physical damage alone. The floods disrupted the daily lives of millions. Schools were closed, businesses were shut down, and the routine of daily life was thrown into chaos. It was a stark reminder of how vulnerable we are to the forces of nature and how quickly our lives can be upended. The economic toll of the storm is yet to be fully calculated, but it's clear that it will be significant. The cost of repairing infrastructure, restoring services, and rebuilding lives will be enormous. As the region begins the long process of recovery, the financial burden will be felt by everyone, from governments to individuals. This wasn't just a storm, it was a wake-up call. It highlighted the interconnectedness of our world and how the effects of extreme weather can ripple across borders, affecting not just one city but an entire region. The ripples of this storm have been felt far and wide, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. So, what's the connection between these record rains and the broader climate change, you may ask? Well, let's delve into the insights of renowned climatologist Friederike Otto. Otto suggests that global warming likely played a role in exacerbating these extreme weather events, but how does that work? How can a warmer climate intensify rainfall events and lead to such unprecedented situations? To understand this, we must first look at the basic science behind rainfall. Rain happens when warm, moist air rises, cools, and condenses into clouds. These clouds then release their moisture as rain. Now let's add global warming into this equation. As the Earth's temperature rises, the atmosphere can hold more moisture. For every 1 degree Celsius increase in temperature, the atmosphere can hold approximately 7% more water vapor. More water vapor can mean more intense rain when it finally does fall. But there's more to it than just that. As the planet warms, we're also seeing a shift in weather patterns. We're seeing the intensification of the water cycle, which can lead to more extreme rainfall events. The warmer atmosphere is causing water to evaporate more quickly from the surface of the Earth. This increased evaporation can lead to more intense storms and, as a result, more severe flooding. This is not just a theory. Studies are showing that extreme weather events, like the one we're seeing in Dubai, are becoming more common. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or the IPCC, has found that extreme rainfall events have increased in frequency and intensity in many regions over the past 50 years. This trend is projected to continue as the planet continues to warm. So, is climate change directly responsible for the recent unprecedented torrential rainfall in Dubai? The answer is not straightforward. While no single weather event can be attributed solely to climate change, scientists are confident that climate change is increasing the frequency and severity of such events. We're living in a world where the weather is becoming more unpredictable and extreme. As we continue to pump greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, we're tipping the scales towards more intense and frequent extreme weather events. We're creating a world where unprecedented may become the new normal. In the case of Dubai, a city built in a desert, these record rains and the resulting floods are a stark reminder of our changing climate. These events are a wake-up call, urging us to understand the gravity of the climate crisis and to take action. It seems that the fingerprints of climate change are indeed visible in these extreme weather patterns. Let's hope that we can learn from these events and work towards a more sustainable and resilient future. But what does this mean for our future? As we grapple with the aftermath of the recent deluge in Dubai, it's a question we must face head-on. Such extreme weather events, once considered anomalies, are becoming increasingly commonplace. They serve as stark reminders of our changing climate and the profound impact it's having on our world. Imagine for a moment a future where such extreme rainfall is not an exception, but the norm. A future where cities like Dubai, known for their arid climates, are regularly inundated with record-breaking rainfall. This isn't a dystopian fairy tale or a Hollywood blockbuster plot. It's a future that scientific evidence suggests we're hurtling towards if we don't address the elephant in the room: global warming. The torrential rains in Dubai, the wildfires in Australia, the hurricanes in the Caribbean, they're all interconnected, all pieces of the same puzzle. And that puzzle is climate change. It's a complex, multifaceted issue. But at its core, it's about an increase in the Earth's average temperature due to human activities. And as the Earth warms, our weather patterns change, often in unpredictable and devastating ways. So we're standing on the verge of a new era, an era defined not by our technological advancements or our cultural achievements, but by our changing climate. As we look to this uncertain future, the urgency to address global warming has never been greater. It's not just about preventing more extreme weather events, it's about safeguarding our planet, our home for future generations. But this is not a future set in stone. We have the power to change the narrative, to rewrite the ending. The solutions are there: renewable energy, sustainable practices, international cooperation. We just need the will to implement them. As we stand on the brink of an uncertain climate future, the question remains: are we ready to face the storm?